Thank you for taking the time to review the material in this brief but important presentation. As part of a camp staff, you play a vital role in the summer camp ministry. It takes many people fulfilling many different roles to provide a safe, fun, Christ-centered experience at camp. The information here is intended to clarify your role within the retreat and camping ministry. First and foremost, it doesn't matter whether you serve the camp program as paid, resident staff, or as a volunteer. Those of us who serve, whether we do so as a director, counselor, CIT, program, maintenance, or kitchen staff, nurse, lifeguard, or camp manager, we are here for the same purpose. This team is the body of Christ. 1 Corinthians 12, 5-7, and 25-27 explains,
God's various ministries are carried out everywhere, but they all originate in God's Spirit. God's various expressions of power are in action everywhere, but God Himself is behind it all. Each person is given something to do that shows who God is. Everyone gets in on it, everyone benefits. All kinds of things are handed out by the Spirit and to all kinds of people. The way God designed our bodies is a model for understanding our lives together as a church, every part dependent on every other part, the parts we mention and the parts we don't. The parts we see and the parts we don't. If one part hurts, every other part is involved in the hurt and in the healing. If one part flourishes, every other part enters into the exuberance. You are Christ's body. That's who you are. You must never forget this. Only as you accept your part of that body does your part mean anything.
Let's take a few minutes to review the duties and requirements of various camp staff positions. We'll start with our volunteer staff. The volunteers who serve at camp are pastors, teachers, Christian educators, youth leaders, laypersons, and other dedicated persons in the conference who have an interest and enthusiasm for working with children and youth in a camp setting. Some bring expertise in the areas of small group study and worship. Others bring specialized skills and provide leadership for activities including, but not limited to, sailing, canoeing, hiking, sports, music, outdoor skills, and the ability to interpret the natural environment. But all volunteers bring an ever-deepening faith and passion for guiding others on their respective faith journeys. The camp environment is very fluid, even stressful at times. Therefore, a thorough knowledge of all camp policies and procedures, combined with a willingness to meet and deal with conflict in a mature, Christ-like manner, is essential. These policies and procedures are reviewed throughout the spring months during orientation and training workshops specifically designed to benefit the volunteer staff. Let's take a closer look at some of these volunteer roles. First, a volunteer director is recruited by the camp manager. Simply said, the role of the volunteer director is to see that the week of camp happens, from start to finish. The process begins with the recruitment of additional volunteers to serve with them as counselors and counselors in training, also known as CITs. Throughout the weeks and months leading up to camp, they preside over the planning process along with other team members to become familiar with camp policies and procedures, develop small group study, worship experiences, and special activities within the framework of the established camp schedule and provided curriculum. During the week of camp, the volunteer director guides the total camp experience by leading and participating in scheduled camp activities along with counselors. They also communicate several times each day with their counselors and CITs to oversee general progress and to be kept abreast of issues concerning discipline or homesickness. Volunteer directors are at least 21 years of age. They are accountable to the camp manager. Volunteer counselors are recruited by the volunteer director. The volunteer counselors work very closely with the volunteer directors as they have the primary responsibility for the care and well-being of the campers throughout their stay at camp. They stay with the campers in the lodging areas, awaken them each morning, sit with them at mealtime, guide them through activities each day, and get them settled at night. They possess knowledge of established safety guidelines, discipline procedures, and policies. They share leadership with the volunteer director for daily Bible study, small group study, worship, campfires, games, singing, and virtually every facet of the camp program. A counselor must be at least 18 years of age to serve an elementary or middle high camp, and at least 21 to serve a senior high or specialty program like sailing or canoe camps. CITs find themselves at a crossroads. A CIT is no longer a camper, but they do not yet carry the full responsibilities of the other counselors. That said, their role is no less vital. Counselor in training means just that. Today's CITs are in training to be tomorrow's counselors and directors. The role of the CIT, then, is more of a supporting one. They assist counselors in all activities. They may escort a group of campers from one activity to the next, lead games, help with arts and crafts, worship, small group study, and other camp activities. It is important for both counselors and CITs to remember that CITs do not have the same responsibilities of a director or counselor, especially with regard to the discipline of campers. They also can never be left alone with or otherwise solely responsible for a group of campers. Youth who have demonstrated Christian commitment through their local church in worship, Sunday school, or other appropriate areas, and meet age requirements may be eligible to serve as CITs. To work with campers in grades 3 through 6, a CIT must be at least 16 years of age, and to work with grades 7 through 8, 17 years of age. No more than one CIT should be used for every 2 counselors. All CITs must attend and successfully complete a counselor in training session held in June. Both Manitowoc and West River hold sessions for prospective CITs. See the promotional materials for the dates these sessions will be held at the site and program you wish to serve. Now, let's turn our attention to the year-round and summer resident staff. Year-round and summer resident staff positions include the camp managers, administrative staff, program staff, and support staff. While the staffing patterns vary slightly at each site, the basic framework is the same. The camp manager is the one who is ultimately responsible for the operation of the entire camp program, including the use of camp equipment, property, and placement of paid summer staff. The manager is accountable to the conference staff person for retreat and camping ministries. The administrative staff includes persons who perform general financial tasks, as well as the registration and administrative functions of the camp. You may or may not see these people while you're at camp. The program staff, resource persons, and lifeguards are hired to support the volunteers and provide expertise in particular areas. The program or resource staff are certified to safely lead activities such as ropes courses, water and boating activities, and other specialized activities that require training and certification. The pool staff are responsible for the safe operation of the pool and daily care of the bathhouse. They are licensed and certified to fulfill the roles of lifeguard and pool operator as required by state and local codes. Their primary goal is to provide a fun and safe environment for the campers and staff. The support staff include the food service staff, maintenance staff, and nurse. These persons work cooperatively with the volunteer staff to provide for the basic needs of camp and are responsible to the site manager. The food service staff provides food service for campers and staff, including preparation, service, and cleanup for each meal. The cleanliness of the kitchen and dining hall are also their responsibility. The maintenance staff works to provide a clean and safe environment for campers and staff. This includes housekeeping, grounds work, and care of buildings and vehicles. The nurse provides for the proper health care and distribution of medicines in accordance with Maryland law and camp policy. The nurse is accountable to the camp manager. Lastly, there is the Baltimore-Washington Conference staff and each local church that support the retreat and camping ministry through prayers, gifts, and service. As you can see, it takes a lot of people to make the summer camping program work. It is important to remember that there is not a single role at camp that is any more or less important than another. Our roles are indeed clearly defined, but we are one staff, one community, in ministry pursuing the same goal. that of serving the campers who come. We hope you are excited about your upcoming time at camp. We also hope that you find strength knowing that hundreds, even thousands of people are working with you to make sure every camper experiences a safe, fun, and Christ-filled camp. Thank you for the work you do, and we can't wait to see you this summer. God bless.